In this video, I add an indoor 50 amp generator inlet to a garage for either a solar system or a very long corded generator outside the garage into an existing panel that's in use that we have to turn off to add a main breaker so we can do the generator interlock. Do not try this at home because you might get your fool self killed, and I'm not going to be responsible. With that said, roll title. All right, this first little bit, I'm just laying it out. This is a long video. I'm trying to show it as detailed as possible, not to teach you how to do anything, but to show you so you can appreciate your electrician who comes out and does your work for you, so you can see what it's all about, right? Not everything's in here, even though that is, it's still an awfully long video. Today, we gotta work quick. We gotta work efficiently, because we gotta take power off of this panel. It's not a main breaker. It's a sub panel. And always at the point closest to the power where it's coming in, you need an overcurrent device and you need a short circuit device, a breaker, main breaker, or fuse. You can do a fuse and that type of thing depending on the equipment that you have. But in the breaker panel, the main breaker is out on a different panel, the main panel. This is the sub. So I'll take the panel off, then I'll lock off the breaker, turn it off at the panel, log it off with actually padlock all the way out here in nowhere. And then once I'm dead, I confirm it with my meter that it's dead. Not gonna miss that, important detail like that. But then I'll pull the lugs off, put this main breaker kit, Siemens panel. This is what goes here, we confirmed it. Always confirm something that you may not be able to send back. And here's the generator, it's 50 amp. And we have our adequately volumed box and our inlet, our 50 amp inlet, whatever this size is, this S16E32. So we gotta get cracking. Well, the lights are fixing to go out in Georgia. I just tripped over my wire. 6.3 with ground, NEMA-1 Romex, the round cable. We've got our string release right there. Alright, so before I turn the breaker off and lock it off, I want to verify I got power. Then I'm going to turn it off, lock it off because it's labeled correctly. Then I'm going to go ahead and check the power again, and then we'll start working. Line to line is 244. Line to neutral, 122. 122. Neutral to ground, 0.033. That's about what we expect because this is a sub-feeder panel. You will notice all the lights are on one side, all of the grounds are on one side, about to say green, all the grounds are on the other side. There's no bond between them because we're bonded at the ground rod at the main panel or at the meter base or the main panel one, I don't know. One point you round it, so this is not tied. This is not tied. We'll have to do the same thing, consideration whether or not we have a ground in the generator, whether it be gasoline outside the garage, propane, whatever, fuel burning, or like solar or something like that. Well, we got to take a look. We got to get the rest of that done. I'm not going to show you that because we're going to save run time. So what we'll do is put that main breaker kit where it goes. Panel is locked off. We've verified we're dead here. Well, I could be. This is the main breaker. Two spots here, perfectly balanced to fit those two spots where the lugs are. We take the wire off, take the lugs off. They got two little nuts on that. Snap, they got a little tab right here. Slip the tab up into the little plasticky piece right here where it goes. Drop her down. Put the nuts back on. That's pretty well much it as far as getting it done. Then we put the wires back in. We're only going to take off the red and the black. There's a tiny red stripe on there. That's it. All right, now we've got the panel work mostly done. We got to get our box mounted for our inlet. Now this one we have to screw in. It's a new work box, but we're going to get it in there anyway. We're going to get it just below the panel. Keep it as high as possible, but still keeping clear of each of those flanges, the overlap on the cover. This is the easiest thing I can tell what that is. But we're just going to take it and get right up against that stud, right? Somewhere around in here. Then we'll bring our wire down, come through, go out the panel. I should be able to pull the wire through, get it in the right spot, my string release that I have to have. I'll get it on, slide my nut on top of it, tighten it down, then give me a little bit of slack to come up probably in the bottom back here. Now, what I've done is I started up high. I've got it about 2 inches below the little line of the panel cover. What I do is I take a handsaw. Don't use an electric, you can't feel it. And I come in here and I'll cut. And I'll bring this saw this way till I find the edge of that stud, which I have a pretty good idea because I got a box sitting around. I can take a straight edge right here and draw the line and probably get pretty close. So what I'm doing is I'm going to find the edge of the stud that I have to screw to it. Then when I find the edge of the stud, I'll go ahead and pencil around with my bastos. I'll cut the hole out from my box, and then I can, close enough, I should be able to get my hands to come up here to work the insulation and stuff as I need to get that loop. I want a service loop, but also I want it so that I don't have it hinched right up. I don't want to, I'm trying to stay close, I don't want to put too much of a bind trying to get the stray relief in this knockout with the stray relief in that knockout. Well, this is where the box is. It's not attached yet because I have to get in here. Now, along the back, I have two in proximity to this corner that I can knock out and get that 3/4 in. Now, before you try to knock this out, realize you're in the bottom. You see this coppery part looks like the power bus of the panel? Well, that's what that is. And if the breaker's not turned off when you're working in here trying to get that knockout out, you got your hands down here, this is unprotected. It can kill you dead. Dead. As in not alive. As in cease to be. As an ex-parent. As a fallen off the twig. Fell off the bird. Whatever you want to call it. His soul has left his feathery body. Alright, you still have the power off. We've got the cable through. It's securely mounted to that knockout, I should say. This should give us enough slack to poke it back down into the wall with coming in the bottom of the box. We'll slide the box in there, screw her down, work the wire up toward the top, and we're good. I don't know how well this will show on camera, but when we get done, we'll take the ply over. So now we've got this ready to go in the box. The box is done. We've made up in the panel, and we're just about done with this portion. Then the rest of it is just putting the flange inlet in the box and mounting the physical interlock between this breaker and that breaker, which is your interlock you got to have. We're about ready to mount our box onto our stud, and we're flush right here. We've got our wire ready to go. It should dip down in the bottom. I'm going to bring it in the bottom right here, maybe the bottom left, I don't know. My left, you're right. But we've got made up in here, we've got neatened up. I'm going to fix this because this annoys the crap out of me. But I don't really want to get close to those copper buses because that's where the power is. So maybe I'll leave it like it was done when it passed the inspection, because we'll have to call for an inspection on this when we get done anyway.
Hey, appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, if you will, subscribe to the channel, either the YouTube or the Rumble channel, which this appears in. And if you can, check the notification bell or settings to make sure that you get notified when new videos are posted. Appreciate it. Well, there's a huge bit of material that's missing from the video, which would be the running of the number 6 wire to the new breaker that we had to put at the top, the relocating and splicing of the wires that fed the top 2 breakers. They had to go down to the bottom of the stack because I had to vacate the space for the 50 amp breaker up at the top. We cleaned some stuff out. The bottom was filthy. We wire tied up some stuff, checked everything, got her together. And then, of course, we changed how we were strapping 4 breakers together so they couldn't come out. I couldn't find any information in the instructions. It just said use these wire ties and tie 4 breakers together. I looked it up on the internet. Some kid had an example of it, which didn't make sense to me, so I cut those out and I redid them the way I think they ought to be. The better way to do that. We start back in trying to get the mechanical interlock. I show you after I put the labels on there, after I mark out some of the other stuff and relabel the stuff. So we're skipping some steps, partially because either I had some camera problems that were either due to the idiot behind the camera or camera failure, but I lost a lot of footage there, even putting the flange inlet on the end of the wire. Now, if you're looking at the wall where I'm facing it, I did move my, not so I don't hit the mic. We came down out of that hole, came back up against the box where it's up against the stud. Okay, that allowed me to take the wire around, put it on the inlet, and then rotate the flanged inlet in some way that the wire neatly fit back in there in the box without being in a bind. Put the 4 screws in there. We're done with that. So we take up right where I discovered the fault. The camera works a little shaky. It's a little blurry. It's got some autofocus issue. I had to adapt to finish the show. All right, I'm ready to put the interlock on. This is the back piece of it, and it fits into a position something like this. So what it does is it makes it so that we can't move that on without this being in the off position, and then we can't bring this one on without this thing having dropped down out of the way. There's another piece that drops down the way. I marked it where I think it needs to go. There's no dimensions given with the kit. It just shows you how they go. But yeah, they can both be off, but they can't both be on. Only one can be on at a time. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to eyeball it and make sure there's nothing on the main breaker back here that the thing's going to hit. They've got screws, cap screws up to this end. On this side, we'll put a little Loctite on them so they can't come off. We don't want them to fall down on the bus or anything like that. And we should be able to drill our holes and go if they don't hit anything. Alright, well, we've got this situation where the code apparently says we have to make this to be retained. And if we had a commercial panel with screw-in breakers, it wouldn't be a problem. But with a residential unit like this, the residential snap-in breakers, see there's our little bussy, and at least it's copper. What we got going on here is how do we stop this from getting pulled out? Well, according to some kid on the internet, and the instruction says strap 4 breakers together, which makes no damn sense whatsoever. He had strapped like around these 4, but since they snap in like this, it is conceivable to me that you could pull 4 breakers out at the same time. So I'm doing it like this. We're coming across the top and across the bottom set, and then we're pulling them together, pulling this pair and these 2 breakers together so that this one would have to pop out this way, which it can, and that one would have to pop out that way, which it can't. So I don't know what they were talking about, pulling 4 breakers together. The kid's interpretation made no sense to me, but that's the way I'm doing it. We'll see if it passes. Well, let's do a flyby before we button it up. All right, now this thing was dirty and a mess in here. I don't know that I've ever taken the cover off before this project, but we vacuumed the felts out that should not have been in there before. We wire tied. You can see the back up. You can see how I chose this one. It is a 3/4 or half, and lets me bring the wire down and back up over here in this corner for the flange inlet. You saw me screw that down. It is, as the code requires, securely fastened to a stud. Now on this side, on the neutral bar, we got no grounds. There's our little breaker right there. You come down to the ground side of it, put some wire ties there because it had none in it. And I do have 2 under each screw. I didn't do that. It's an existing panel. It has passed inspection, and I'm not going to change it unless they make me, because, you know, it's existing. 20 years existing, 20 plus years existing. And I guess if we don't have enough time in this video already, let's go ahead and do the final look-see at it, because we're done. As you can see, there's an inlet. It's not sticking out past the wall in the space. If I back up right here, that would be where I'd put a big stack of batteries and an inverter Now we come over here, open her up, we'll see what we got. Pull this down. We put our instructions that tell us, oh, look how we have to operate this. And as you can see, the generator, which would be right there, there's a warning. These two are the generators, double pole, 240. So we can't turn it on. Only way we can do it, and we can't turn it, get this out of the way unless we turn the main off, which puts that little toggle right here, and then we can go out and then we can turn it on. So there's no way for us to shop. Let me open this up. Let me turn the little light on. There we go. Switch hands, maybe. And there's our little inlet. Now we don't need the rubber for any kind of moisture or anything. It's indoors. But get up in there. But it'll keep the filth out of the inlet. Now we look at the panel. We cleaned it up. Yeah, we did have to relocate these two to get this space because we got to have it within reach of this. We got a little notice here that says don't remove the strapping that's on there. Other than that, we just need to get it inspected. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, don't do any of this that you see me do here. I'm an old man, and I used to do electrical stuff back in the day. So I am what I am. If you're not capable of doing electrical stuff, keep your hands out of the panel before you get yourself killed. I may have some misspeak, or they might be on a video segment that I trimmed out for time, so you don't really know. It's just kind of an idea, just for entertainment purposes, help you understand what we got going on. Now, with that said, don't forget to buy some coffee, click like and subscribe, hit that notification bell. We appreciate you sitting through this big long thing.